before you even open your eyes fully, before your feet touch the floor and the demands of the day press in. There's a sacred invitation waiting for you, an invitation to breathe not just with your lungs, but with your soul, to pause, to lean into the quiet whisper that often gets drowned out by worry, by fear, by that anxious voice that never seems to sleep. This morning, right here, right now, let's begin not with the weight of the world, but with the one who holds the world in his hands, the one who sees behind your smile, who hears the silent questions in your heart, and who knows the battles you've been fighting in the dark. Because anxiety is real, worry is loud, and when they rise together, they cloud the mind, tighten the chest, and steal your peace. But they do not have the final word. You were not created to carry the weight of every possible outcome, every what if, every silent fear. You were made to walk hand in hand with the God who has already gone before you. He sees what you cannot. He holds what you cannot control. He is working in the silence, in the delay, and even in the chaos. And this morning, he calls you not to figure it all out, but to release it bit by bit, breath by breath. Let go of the idea that strength means holding everything together. Let go of the belief that you must always be okay. Let go of the pressure to solve every problem before the sun sets. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be fearless to be faithful. You just have to be willing to open your hands and say, God, I can't do this without you. And that's where peace begins, not in the absence of trouble, but in the presence of trust. Not in everything going your way, but in knowing that God will never walk away. So take a deep breath. Feel the tension in your shoulders and invite God into that space. Feel the racing thoughts in your mind and ask Him to speak stillness over them. Not because you have to earn His presence, but because He's already here waiting, patient, loving, gentle. He doesn't shame you for being anxious. He doesn't withdraw because you're overwhelmed. In fact, He moves closer. He gathers every thought, every fear, every tear you've tried to hide, and He holds them with compassion, with power, with love that does not run dry. And when you say, Lord, I feel like I'm drowning, He doesn't respond with disappointment. He reaches, He lifts. He reminds you that your worth is not found in how calm you appear, but in the fact that you are His, always have been, always will be. This day ahead of you, it may be full of unknowns. There may be challenges waiting, but you don't have to face any of them alone. Let that truth settle deeper than your fear. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. You are not too much. You are seen by the God who numbers every hair on your head and catches every tear before it falls. You are held by the one who calmed the storm with a word, who fed thousands with nothing but a few loaves and fish, and who looked at the broken and called them beloved. Let that truth become louder than your worry. Let that truth interrupt the anxiety and speak peace into your morning, even now. Say it quietly in your heart. I trust you, God, even when I don't understand, even when it hurts, even when nothing feels certain. I choose to trust you, because trust is not a feeling, it's a decision. And that decision opens the door for God's peace to meet you in the mess, not after it's cleaned up. So today, as the world begins to move around you, choose surrender, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of courage. Surrender your timeline. Surrender the need to control. Surrender the belief that you must do it all on your own, and welcome in the peace that comes when you say, God, I let go, and I let you. There's something profoundly powerful that happens when we stop running, when we stop pretending, and simply allow ourselves to be human before God. Not polished, not put together, just real, you see. God is not waiting for a perfect version of you to show up. He's not impressed by the masks we wear or the strength we try to fake. He's drawn to honesty, to the quiet confession that says, "Lord, I'm afraid," or "I feel lost," or "I don't know what to do anymore." That's where intimacy begins, not in pretending to be fine, but in letting God into the places we usually hide. This morning, let's take a sacred pause. Let the world wait for a few moments. Let the emails stay unread, the notifications stay silent. Right here, you have permission to simply be with the one who sees you not as a burden, not as a project, but as his child. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to say, "God, I don't have the strength today," because he is not asking you to be strong. He is offering to be your strength, the weight you're carrying. It was never meant to be yours alone, and maybe that's the invitation. This morning, to stop white-knuckling through life, to loosen your grip, to release your need to always have the answer. Maybe surrender looks like breathing a little deeper, crying when the tears come, sitting in the quiet and simply whispering, "God, help me. Help me trust what I can't yet see. Help me release what I've been trying to control. Help me believe that you are here in this moment, not just in theory, but in truth. In reality, in presence. You don't have to force peace. You don't have to fake calm. Real peace is not the absence of noise or problems or emotions. It's the presence of someone greater than all of those things. It's God right here, with you in the kitchen, in the car, on the edge of your bed, in the office, in the waiting room, in the mess. He's not intimidated by your anxiety. He's not distant because you're struggling. He leans in when you're breaking. He draws near when your thoughts spiral. And when you're too tired to speak, he listens to the silence. Let him meet you in this moment, not as a last resort, but as your first response. Before the panic, before the pressure, before the expectations pile on, pause and say, "Lord, I surrender this day to you." And what is this day really? It's not just hours and tasks. It's 1,000 little decisions. It's the thoughts you choose to dwell on, the words you choose to speak, the perspective you carry into every room you enter. So choose trust. Choose to believe that even if things don't go your way, God is still making a way. Choose to believe that you are not forgotten, that your prayers are not wasted, that your tears are not in vain. He is weaving something in the background of your life that you cannot yet see. A purpose, a plan, a promise, not in spite of your anxiety, but even through it. And while the world screams for control, your soul is learning to rest, to trust, to be carried. God never asked you to carry what he already promised to lift. He says, "Cast your cares upon me, because I care for you." Not just the big, loud ones. Even the small, quiet, nagging worries that sit in the back of your mind. He cares for those too. Every single one. You don't have to minimize your feelings to maximize your faith. You can hold both honest struggle and unwavering trust. God honors the heart that says, "I'm scared, but I'm still choosing you." And when you do that, when you keep showing up, when you keep whispering his name, when you keep surrendering what you cannot control, you'll find that peace isn't as far off as it once seemed. Peace doesn't always come in a wave. Sometimes it comes in a whisper. Sometimes it shows up in the strength to get out of bed. in the grace to be gentle with yourself, in the courage to take the next step, even when the full path is hidden. God is not just present in the breakthrough, He's present in the battle. So take heart, take courage. Let this be your reminder that you are not alone in this fight. The same God who calmed the wind and walked on the waves is the same God who walks with you through anxious moments, silent tears, and restless nights. And He's not going anywhere. And now, as this quiet space wraps around you like a blanket, breathe in this truth. You are not defined by your anxiety. You are not limited by your fear. These things may visit, but they do not get to stay. They are not who you are, who you are as a child of God, held, loved, seen, and surrounded. And even when your heart feels weak, you are still being carried by a strength that never fails. You are not asked to pretend everything is fine. You are simply invited to return again and again to the one who is . This is the sacred rhythm of surrender, not once, not just in crisis, but daily, moment by moment, releasing what you were never meant to carry and receiving what you were always meant to hold: peace, grace, mercy, presence. Let today be different, not because your circumstances are suddenly perfect, but because your posture has shifted. You are choosing to lean, not on your own understanding, but on God's everlasting arms. When the fear whispers, "What if it all falls apart?" answer it with faith. "Even then, I will not be alone." When the anxiety says, "You're not enough," let grace interrupt with the reminder, "You were never meant to be enough on your own." And when you feel the urge to control, to fix, to grasp at outcomes, pause, open your hands, let go. Again, let go of the urge to compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Let go of the belief that you must prove your worth through performance. Let go of the shame that tells you faith means never struggling. God's love for you is not based on how well you manage your emotions. It's based on who He is, unchanging, unfailing, completely committed to you. Even now, His Spirit is drawing near, not just to comfort, but to transform. Not just to carry you through the storm, but to remind you that even storms obey His voice. So pray with courage, not because you feel brave, but because you trust the one you're praying to. Lord, I bring you everything. The fear I can't explain, the worry I try to hide, the pressure I silently carry. I lay it down, not because I'm strong enough to let go on my own, but because you're strong enough to hold what I release. Teach me to rest in you, to breathe in your presence, and to walk forward even when I can't see the whole path. I choose trust. I choose peace. I choose you. And if today all you do is say that prayer and take one more step, that's enough. That's faith in motion. That's hope in action. Let the world rush ahead. Your soul is learning a different pace, a holy pace, a pace that listens, a pace that waits, a pace that trusts. You are not falling behind. You are being led. And every time you choose to pause and seek God in the middle of your stress, you're planting seeds of peace that will grow in time. Even the smallest act of surrender will not go unnoticed by heaven. So, as this prayer draws to a close, let it be the beginning of your peace, not the end. Let it mark a turning point, not in the world around you, but in the world within you. Because peace isn't found in a perfect date, found in a surrendered heart. And if this prayer has helped quiet your mind, lifted your spirit, or reminded you that you're not alone, take a moment to stay connected. You're part of something bigger now, a community of hearts choosing trust over fear, faith over control, and God above all. So if this moment mattered to you, consider sharing it with someone who might need it too. You never know whose morning might be changed by the peace you just found. And if you want to return to this quiet space again, to begin your mornings with hope, to walk each day with courage, always welcome here. Let's continue walking this journey together. Subscribe, leave a word of gratitude, or simply come back tomorrow, because peace is not a one-time event. It's a daily invitation, and you, beloved, are always invited.